So it's time to have some fun. We've watched the intense game of South Africa versus New Zealand, another win for South Africa. So let's rate some players out of 10. Like I said, it is a bit of fun. I'm just one pair of eyes. So these are my views straight after the match, but let me know what you think I missed, what I got right, what I got wrong. Let's start with the losing team, New Zealand. Into the front row, Mighty Williams goes again, and a decent showing from Williams, pretty strong in the scrum. Indeed, New Zealand, I think, will be fairly happy with their scrum against South Africa, the best scrum in the world over these two games. So, a decent score is going to be coming for him. A really good score is going to be coming for Cody Taylor. He was awesome all around the park. Attack, defence, tireless in the carry, great throwing. He's been one of New Zealand's best players at 33 years old. So impressive. He looks like a younger man tearing around that pitch. Tyrell Lomax did pretty well, but Nche got the better of him straight away in the first scrum, and then it looked like he tired a bit towards the end as South Africa had rotated their front row, but he's a really good player, no problems there. Scott Barrett's a bit of a funny one. Between the two second rows, you'd say Tupu Vai's the nailed-on starter, so Scott Barrett, is he going to lose his captaincy at some point? Well, maybe. Darry's going to have to step up and get a chance, that's for sure. But he did make some good jackal turnovers as well. But my lasting memory of him is the ball hitting him in the face when he didn't look at it at the end of the game. So maybe not the best for Scott Barrett. Vai, pretty decent. Satiti was impressive. At 6, we thought he was going to be at 8, and maybe he will be at 8 fairly soon, because Ardie Surveyor was fairly quiet again. Decent but quiet. Satiti was the man carrying the ball. He was the Ardie Surveyor of the team, if you like. Missed one tackle on Visa off the base of a scrum, but overall pretty impressive at blindside, which we weren't expecting. Kane went through a stack of work, as he does, got one good jackal penalty, but he's not really making that impact in the carry, in attack. Could be replaced, decent player, maybe his time's going. He's obviously retiring from internationals anyway at the end of the year. Ratimer, I said in the match report, I was really impressed with his physicality, that's for sure, tackling, over the ball. His skills, decent, I guess, passing, didn't see too many breaks, kicking okay, so not too bad. Mackenzie, though, not the greatest game. Some slice clearances, some missed kicks. He did try and run the ball effectively sometimes and forced it also sometimes. Mark Talea just couldn't get into the game, tried to slip away from a few tackles, but didn't have massive impact, and in the air wasn't the best either, to be honest. Dropped one ball into touch. Geordie Barrett, I thought, was pretty decent, smashed the ball up pretty well. One kick right at the end could have gone to the corner and wasn't so, but fairly decent, I suppose. Now, Riku Ioane at 13 wasn't overly impressed with, looked more dangerous on the wing. I've been saying for a while, I'm not sure he should be selected at 13. I would probably go for Proctor. Anton Leonard-Brown came on and did some half-decent stuff, some good hands, but not sure in that position there, but decent on the wing. Not so at 13, got run clean around by Creel, I think it was, at one point, so that wasn't good. Severis, pretty bad, to be honest. High ball, very poor, missed some tackles, didn't really sharpen attack too much. I don't know if he's going to be back in the All Blacks for quite a while, so that was a big chance for him, and I think he kind of blew it. Jordan, at 15, where he's been said to be the next 15, I've said it before as well, but hasn't exploded from 15, didn't see that dazzling counter-attack, half-decent skills, but didn't say, I'm better than Beauden Barrett, and Beauden Barrett came on, couldn't do a lot, made a few errors, maybe he should be starting. In fact, the whole bench was so-so. Perenara, so-so. Like I said, Leonard Brown, some half-decent touches, but didn't really see any impact from the replacement forward. So that's my take on the All Blacks. Those are my scores on the side. What would you give them and why? So let's rate the victorious Springbok team. Scores out of 10 on the side. Let's talk about these guys. Oxenche, what an absolute beast he is. Monstered the first scrum, hammering Lomax. It was pretty even from then on, but he's so good working around the tight. Big, powerful carries, bursting tackles. Probably the best loose head in the world at the moment. Bongi and Benambi, another quiet game. His job is to be solid from the start and marks to come on, and he didn't quite manage that. Some of his lineouts not the best, so not the greatest game for him. Frans Malherbe, his job is to be a titan in the scrum. Again, very, very strong. Very slow, as we know. That's what you get. You get a really good, strong scrum, some strong defence, some strong carries, but he's not that quick. He did get run around once, but that That happens with Maherba. In the second row, Ebenezer is a beast. His round the corner carries are immense. His line-out work is amazing. He's just amazing at everything. The best second row in the world. Easy. Ruan Nokia has come on and done a job for South Africa. Is he going to be a starting second row going forward when more players become fit? Probably not. He's a good player, but he's not in the same league as Etzebeth, and that kind of showed in this game, but he's definitely been an integral cog in the line-out, that's for sure. Tackles his heart out. Sia Khaleesi, really, really good. He's just Johnny on the spot, absolutely everywhere. Really good try with that third carry round the corner. He is just captain fantastic, and when Quagga Smith comes on, it's just a fantastic 1-2 punch. Pieter-Steph du Toit, decent work from him, maybe not man of the match, but good in the line-out. Got out wide a couple of times, did his job nice and quietly. At number 8, I think Jasper Wiese's done enough to say I'm the starting number 8. He did some big carries, big jackals, one good burst off the base of the scrum, getting outside Satiti. Gave away a yellow card, but that was more of kind of a situational one rather than a really bad error. So I think he's done enough. Elric Lowe, I think, is okay. Lowe came on, did some good stuff, but he gave away a dozy penalty for not rolling away. So I don't think Lowe's done enough to displace Wiese, but let me know what you think. Yes, Wiese is fairly up and down. He's a big carrier. He's not particularly skillful, but I think he's exactly what they need in the back row. Into the backs, and Grant Williams, I was impressed in the second half for sure. Some brilliant box kicks. Who's their best 9? I still don't know. Reinach didn't overly impress. Faf de Klerk hasn't looked his best. Is it Williams? Really not sure. Decent game, not amazing. Similar to Andre Pollard, who was good, nailed his kicks, made sensible decisions, and when Magomazulu come on, you thought maybe this will really go somewhere, but Magomazulu was pretty poor actually, made some horrendous decisions, some bad kicks. His running game is really good, so wasn't a good game for him. Who's the Springboks starting 10? Don't quite know. Is it Pollard? Maybe still. In the centres, Deolande was fantastic in the carry and the contact and the tackle. World class. Apart from his passing, can be a bit loose sometimes. 2 big pull behinds, went to no one. Apart from that, if he'd nailed those passes, he'd been almost a 10, to be honest. Just got so much gain line. Is Creel going to carry on being the 13? Is Am going to replace him? Don't know, up in the air. Creel in defence sometimes is a bit of a headless chicken. He did run clean around Rico Ioane though one time, which was really impressive as well. So I think he probably keeps the shirt for now, and maybe didn't have enough time to fully impress. Moody was a bit of a nothing game. A few wispy runs in attack, but didn't look particularly sure of himself in defence where he should be. Didn't get into the game. He'll have better ones, so lots of expectation for him. Didn't quite live up to it in that game. Leroux, well, he's hot and cold. He makes some fantastic plays, but he also makes some terrible errors, and those terrible errors could really have cost them. 3 awful errors, I think he did. One crossfield kick straight to Jordan, a pass into touch, something else I can't remember at the time, but not particularly impressed with him. And then Cheslin Colby is just fantastic. His high ball game is amazing, especially for a short guy. He threw in at the line out, and if he'd nailed that drop goal at the end, you'd say perfect 10, the perfect player. Brilliant break as well. Nearly linked up with Pieter-Steph du Toit for a broken field try. He's just a class act. Best winger in the world? Maybe. And then the substitutes. Malcolm Marks, the perfect substitute. So much impact, brilliant line-out darts, and he took his try well, but of course, where was Sevu Reece, who went missing? I don't know if he'd have stopped him, to be honest, but that's why Reece's mark is so low. Marks, incredibly high score, could even be a 10, to be honest. Who knows? He carried so well as well at the end. Steenekamp came on, did fairly well, gave away a penalty though. Koch had a good game, came on, had a big impact. Scrum, carries, really good stuff from the veteran tight head. Quagga Smith, amazing impact like we mentioned. Lowe came on, did well. The forwards came on for South Africa. Again, the replacement forwards better than the replacement New Zealand forwards. Hendricks came on, did really well actually. Some nice touches, nice kicks. Sped up the game a bit. Maybe slightly better than Williams, I don't know. It's so close in the scrum half stakes. Feinberg Magomazulu, like I mentioned, I thought I had a bit of a howler, to be honest. He's a guy who knows he's got so much potential, so much ability, and just forced it a bit too much. Forced some plays, forced some kicks. His actual kicking at goal wasn't great either, but his running game was really good in this one. Went clean round Perenara. He'll have better games, that's for sure. And Am, like we mentioned, had a decent shift there. Let's see if he'll get a start. So that's my take on the Springboks, on New Zealand. Let me know what you thought of those players down below. Love to hear it, and I'll catch you next time.